Hey everybody, Josh Winkler with Critical Concepts back after a little longer hiatus than I had hoped. I looked the other day and realized that it's been almost 2 months since I posted a video, and time flies when you're busy and having fun, I guess. The last video was titled something like "Balance and Hustle" or something to that effect, and it's been a hustle, and it's been a lot of effort to balance out, keeping the products moving, plus all those geometric threading dies that I bought at auction, selling those. Quick update on those: I'm about halfway through what I bought for $275, and I've probably profited a little over 3,000 now. So yeah, it was a good investment, a good way to spend some of my time on putting up all the eBay auctions, and taking pictures of everything, and sorting through everything, and shipping everything out. Still have a lot to go, but it's allowed me to do quite a few tool upgrades over the last couple months. In the last video, I think most of the upgrades are already done to the mill. Finished the enclosure, you can see behind me. Got the Shars vise on it now, way nicer vise. Oh man, that HHIP one I had was a piece of shit compared to this one. Really nice. Pneumatic ratchet on it to close it, because I ended up mounting the vise sideways. I'm going to do a full breakdown of all the upgrades I've done to this mill and why I ended up keeping my Sieg SX3 KX3. Mine was the KX3, I guess, was the ready to go CNC version out of the box, and why I've chose to keep that versus going over to Tormach or something. I still may do that someday, but for the money, it was just best to keep what I had for now. But I've also bought a few other toys and a few other upgrades that I'm going to walk you guys through today. And then I'm going to make an effort to get back on, maybe not weekly videos, but at least a couple a month. I want to break down the whole description of what all I did to the mill and why I did it and what I'm happy with, what I want to make some changes to. Nothing's been real expensive, but a lot has been really time consuming to figure out. And if I can save other people a little bit of time, a lot of the folks out there on the internet have saved me a lot of time watching their YouTube videos, learning what not to do in a lot of cases, or maybe just what would be a better first move, rather than wasting money and time. But I'll get to that probably a couple weeks away on getting one on the mill, because of a couple of the other projects I'm working on. So let me do a quick little grab of the camera and show you around the shop. So for the most part, the shop's still going to be laid out the same. Back at the front again, the mill's in the same place it was, over here to the right. And then beyond it'll be the little Sakai lathe. I switched the bench that had been under the mill that was getting a little bit bent to the middle here, because I needed a lower one for the fun toy that's on the other side. Let's just go ahead over there before I go back and show you what was in the background. Move the brake over here. I built a stand that's on rollers there for the sheet metal brake, and you're kind of looking at the back side of the brake now. And then I've got a little Roper Whitney punch and a little knockoff Beverly shear mounted to the back side. That's just kind of some of my sheet metals working parts there. This bench over here is still the same. Drill press, chop saw, vise, all that. Lots of junk on that all the time that I'm working on. And here's what had to squeeze in here though. It's a I can't even fit it all in the shot. That's how massive this beast is. New horizontal bandsaw. It's an MSC made in Taiwan job. A friend of mine upgraded to a massive, and I mean massive, I don't know, 15, 20 foot long dual. I'm gonna come around here and see if I can show it a little better from the other side. Big 3-phase machine that my buddy upgraded to, and I let him get tired of tripping over this for a few days, or a few weeks I guess, and bought it from him for $500. Same money he had paid. He bought it used it, and probably made, I don't even want to know how much money he made with this thing in his robo drill in his shop, but a lot more money than I'm making. But anyway, nice mitering head, horizontal slash vertical. There's pieces down here for setting up a vertical table. I'll never use it that way. It's wired for 110. With what I cut, that should be fine. The motor can be wired for 220, but where I have it set up, I don't have any 220 in the shop right here. So, but a geared motor, which is nice. I'm unable to switch the belts, so with the gearbox there, I can switch speeds. It's got a hydraulic controlled lowering, so you can control the speed that is lowered. Right now I have it locked up just a little bit, and the other bench I had behind it, between it and the mill, was too high to run material across, so I had to put that red bench in that I started with in order to be able to slide material across this. It's got a liquid cooling system on it. Huge upgrade for me. A couple $1,000s brand new, but like I say, I picked it up for $500, and I actually sold the little Buffalo one I had, that was basically the same thing that Harbor Freight and Jet, Northern Tool and all them sell. The little 4x6, and I sold it for I think $180. So I got $320 into a really nice, and at least for me, a really nice horizontal bandsaw. So now I'm going to cut back around to the other side again. Router's still up front, tube bending, the shear, all that still in the same place. Had some problems with the little Sakai lathe. Got it back up and running again now, but I had a belt go and couldn't get the 8mm belt. Bought a 3/8 inch belt. It worked. It was a little too wide, and what I didn't realize is it was putting a lot of side load on an idler bearing, and I burned up the idler bearing and put on a new idler bearing and realized, oh, it's the belt doing it. Had to get a new pulley and had to get a new belt. Finally got it the right belt though, and life's good there. Still using that one, still keeping that for now at least. But let me push again. There's close quarters. This camera only gets so good of shots. I apologize for some of this terrible footage. But this was my other recent acquisition. I had to cut it out so I could fit up underneath of it, but it is a Dynamite 3000. This is the 3000 model. It's about a probably 25-30 year old lathe. A lot of these were used in schools and light industrial use. Has a 6-position tool changer. It's got an MT2 through hole, which is unfortunately less than an inch. So I really wanted something that had more than an inch of a through hole, but with that bandsaw, I'll just cut my pieces ahead of time. Haven't really done a lot with this yet other than cleaning it up and trying to figure out what I'm doing with it. I'm going to upgrade. I've already pulled the stepper motors off of the tool changer and off of the X-axis. I have a new one coming for the Z-axis as well, and I'm going to upgrade all those. Switching it over to a Mach 3 control, of course. It had its own proprietary stuff. The guy that I bought it from actually had written his own VB program to run it, Visual Basic, and I'm not going that route. I'm going Mach 3. I've figured out most of the wiring now and have a pretty good plan. A few other guys have done these. I'm going to throw a card up. I'm going to do my best to figure out how to do that on YouTube. And I'm going to say shout to Kelvin, who always says shout to Brad from Tactical Keychains, but shout to Kelvin. Kelvin's got one of these 1210 CNC, I believe is his YouTube handle, where he had one. He actually just upgraded to a huge expensive lathe, but he had one of these. I don't know if he still has it, but learned a lot from what he has in his videos about his conversion. And for me, it's a really nice machine. I can get under it. That's huge for me. I looked at the brother of this a few months ago in an auction. It's a 3000H, and it has a huge cast iron stand. Well, that wasn't going to work for me, so got lucky. This one came up on Craigslist. Slide the door back closed. Nice part is you can spray coolant. That's a door that just slides back and forth on a nice little rail there. A really nice made machine. Came up on Craigslist. Came out of a ceramics company out here called Coors Tech. And a guy from there had bought it years ago, used it for a while, and then it's just been sitting. Long story short, paid $300, and I've already sold $250 worth of parts off of it. So at this point, with the stepper motors and stuff, I'm probably going to have $600, $700 total into the machine. So real happy with that. I'll show you the electronics in the back in a second. Still have the injection molder here. Hopefully we'll be getting rid of that. I'm working with a guy on maybe a deal where we do some horse trading, for me to make him some molds, and he's got another smaller injection molder that might work for my products. I'm going to come back around here. Sorry again, trying to get dizzy as I take you for a ride. Now these are some of the old stepper motors off of the Dyna. Pretty large spindle motor down here on the Dynamite. Runs through a belt system. Kelvin's went bad, so he showed us how to do an upgrade on that, which is nice if I ever run into that. I'm keeping most of the factory electronics back here. We have some voltage converters. We have I'm trying to think what all is down here. Over here to the side, you can see the 3 brand new stepper motor drivers that I bought, and the breakout board down here. I'm only changing that out for now. The rest of the stuff works. It's got a good 48 volt DC step down in there. It's got a 5 volt step down card in there. The electronics that are in there work. So leaving all that for what does work, and then just going to control the steppers off those 3 new boxes and the breakout board. So hopefully I'll get that going here in the next couple of months. It's kind of the side project whenever I'm caught up on other stuff. Yeah, and I'll go through and explain kind of everything I did and why I chose to do it once I'm done, or as I go through the process. I already had to buy a computer for it. Picked up a nice basic Windows XP machine for I think $30 on Craigslist. It was cheap, but it's basic. It works. That's all I need. So yeah, a few new toys. I've been working on those. Still been doing the chargers and the knobs, of course. The injection molding is a continuing saga. I have a piece here that I'm going to show you. We test molded some the other day with this guy that is interested in my big Maslow machine over that I just showed, and he has a little, I believe it's LNS Technologies. They did a Kickstarter a year or two ago and make a benchtop model. He has one of those, and it's too small for what he wants to do, but it could work perfect for me. So this was just a quick test that we did of the, I'm struggling to focus there. Having trouble, made a quick test piece rather of the housing for the USB chargers, and didn't come out quite perfect. The mold had some issues. It wasn't a preheated mold, and it was the plastic we used had a lot more shrinkage than ABS has. So, but overall, the quality is actually decent. I think we're on the right path. So I may be injection molding housings real soon, which will be a slightly nicer finish and much quicker for production. So we will see how that goes. We're in the process of working on the new molds, factoring in the extra shrinkage of the plastic. Still definitely learning the injection molding stuff. So anyway, that's what's going on. Like I say, gonna keep there we go, get you a little better shot of my face. Gonna keep working on getting the videos out. I'm gonna do better about that. I appreciate other people's videos. I hope people appreciate mine. If you do, subscribe. Keep watching. If you're interested in wheelchair stuff, I got the USB chargers. Got the build aluminum knobs. You can see my nice little shiny knob here. Never afraid to show off my knob. If you go on Etsy, I don't know what her store is, but I will put a link down below. A friend of mine, Nikki, she is taking some of my knobs, and I'm calling it bedazzling them, and that really is not giving her credit for the work she's doing. They're pretty amazing. You start with a nice build aluminum underneath, and then she's using some pretty high-end little gemstones on them, and they make a pretty badass looking joystick. Not really my style. They tend to be pink and purple, and you know, a little girly for me. But for the ladies out there looking for something to bling up their chair, definitely check out her Etsy shop. And if they sell well, then we'll keep working on that as a little collaboration. So thanks for watching. Again, I'll keep working on pumping out the updates, and hopefully I'll keep getting some shorter videos of more specific projects and putting them out on a more regular basis. Thanks for watching. Hope everybody had a happy Labor Day.